Welcome to American Made Boating, brought to you by Fortress Marine Anchors. Each week we're bringing you the best boating knowledge, insights, and stories from some of the most amazing people in the American boating industry. Set your anchor, turn up your speakers, and get ready for an awesome show.
Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of American Made Boating. My name is Chris Albert, and I am your host. I want to start this show off by telling you a little bit about why I'm doing this. I've been working as Director of Sales and Marketing for Fortress Anchors since February of 2020. Entering a new job in what many would consider a luxury industry just before the COVID-19 crisis might sound like it was an unfortunate turn of events. But in fact, it's been just the opposite. In the midst of the COVID-19 crisis, the boating industry has literally taken off. Thousands of people have bought boats, and they spent much of the summer of 2020 on the water with their families and friends. This has been a blessing for my company, Fortress Anchors, and for so many other companies in this industry. We've experienced unprecedented demand for our product, and most of the boat manufacturers I've spoken to have developed significant waiting lists for their vessels. We're talking a year or longer. Yet, with this increase in demand for all things boating, those of us in the boating industry have an obligation to those who've just started in this amazing pastime. Owning, maintaining, and piloting a vessel is daunting. It's hard. It's difficult. Part of that battle is knowing what boat is going to be right for you and your needs. Another battle is understanding what you need on that boat to get the most out of your time on the water. And of course, above all, the greatest concern is providing for the safety and well-being of your passengers and those around you while you're out there. I have to start this relationship off with you, our listeners, by letting you know that I am not an expert at boating. Like you, I'm new to it. And every time I go out on the water, I'm learning something new. My background has very little to do with boating. I served for 6 years in the United States Marine Corps, which technically means I was in the naval service. But usually I was being transported on boats, not navigating or conducting them. I am, however, an experienced content producer. I started in the fitness industry, bringing knowledge about nutrition and training to a YouTube audience that I built. I also host another podcast called the Warrior Soul Podcast for military veterans seeking to navigate life in the civilian world. Both projects obtained a large degree of success in helping others to gain the tools and knowledge they need to become healthier, happier, and more successful. My primary goal is to do the same for boating. I want to help you increase your knowledge of this pastime and your knowledge of this industry. I want to help new boaters and introduce new boaters to the most talented and knowledgeable people in the American boating industry. The other goal is more personal. Every day I come to work in the Fortress Anchors factory, I see the men and women who work hard every day to get our anchors made. That brings a lot of meaning to my job as a marketer and a salesperson. And I wake up every day wanting to make sure that these people continue to have jobs. It's been said many times in recent history that American manufacturing is dead, that we can't possibly compete with cheap labor. But in the boating industry, American manufacturing is alive and well. At Fortress Anchors, we've proven time and again that customers prefer high-quality products made by American hands. And so many of the business leaders that I'm going to be interviewing here and introducing to you are proving that as well. They've been working hard, innovating, and providing a steady source of jobs to their local areas for decades. And I want you to know who these innovators are and what they represent. I want you to hear their stories, and I want you to understand how much the people who make the products you buy care about you. You're going to hear from some of the men and women who make some of the best boats in the world. You'll hear from those who help bring these products to market. You're also going to hear from colorful personalities like Dave Marciano of Tuna and Jack Carlson of Conchs, who make their living in fishing. My hope is that these stories educate you and inspire you to keep boating and making your own memories on the water for yourself and for your families. Yes, boating has become a pastime of choice for those seeking to get away from COVID-19, but has always been an activity of choice for those seeking freedom. In times like this, nobody knows what next week will bring, let alone next year. But I hope this show inspires people to keep boating in 2021 and beyond. So thank you for listening to this introductory episode of American Made Boating. You can connect with me on any of our social media accounts. We're on Instagram as Fortress Marine Anchors USA and on Twitter as @FortressAnchors. Please feel free to send me any suggestions you have for guests and any other suggestions you have for the show. Make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or your favorite podcasting platform, and stay tuned for some amazing interviews. This is Chris Albert with American Made Boating, and I look forward to serving you on this show.